So hi to the three of you. Thank you for coming in today. We've done the intake assessment and we've covered off informed consent. So what I want to get is a sense from each of you about what you think the problem is. One of the things I do is take notes and jot down some of the things you're saying. And you're welcome to take those away with you at the end of the session. I'm not writing things down about you rather than things you say verbatim. And we have the conversation and I hear from you about what your understanding of the problem is. Then what I'm thinking is that we'll take a look at each of your relationships to the problem, and together we may be able to come up with some way, a name to call the problem that makes sense to all of us. Have a look at how the problem is affecting your lives, then go from there. So who would like to start with a brief overview of what you see the problem as?
You see that Kenzie is our youngest, our middle sister, sorry. And me as an older sister has been always there for her all the time. But she is, how can I say it? She's just an attention seeker child. And she doesn't want to grow up. That's the problem.
Right. Kenzie?
I just think that they misunderstand me a lot. And I think we, all of us have kids and stuff. So it's kind of like bringing a wedge between our whole family. And I don't know, I just like to they're always so serious. And I just like to be lighter and funny and joke around at family dinners and things like that. So, and they're just always so serious and just on my case about everything. And it's just I'm not a child anymore. It's enough.
And what about you, Lauren?
Yeah, it's kind of frustrating because I really don't find that our family has many problems except for this. And it's Kenzie keeps making this problem, bringing it to our parents, and we're adults and I'm still getting scolded by my parents about something like this. And I just think it's a little ridiculous at this point. It's our only family issue and it's constantly being brought up. And I'm the youngest, but I feel I'm not the youngest at the same time. I feel a lot is being expected of me from my parents because of this situation, and it's just kind of frustrating.
In your eyes, Kenzie, what is the problem?
I think the problem is that everyone's just always trying to control me. And I just live a very different life. I like to live, I live a farm life, and my sisters all live in the city, and, my parents kind of understand it somewhat, but I just feel they always just think they're so much better than me. I feel there's this weird, they always think they're better than me because they live in the city and they live fancier lives and everything's just so much better for them. And I feel I just am always excluded and I'm just always left out of things. Even I think I have a feeling they even have a group text and it's just them and I'm not in it. And it's really torn us apart. I'm just always excluded from everything.
So Lauren and Salam, what I heard Kenzie say was that she thinks there's a group text. Is that something that is in reality?
No, that's never been said. It doesn't exist. I don't know where that's coming from. Me and Slam do not have a group text with our parents without Kenzie. No. And that's kind of what's frustrating is maybe that she feels she says she thinks we're better than her, but we're kind of I don't feel that way at all. I can't speak for Salam, but I can assume because she's my sister that she doesn't feel that way too. It's just kind of walking on eggshells because everything we do, we get feedback from our parents that, oh, we have to be nicer, blah, blah, blah. So it's honestly just frustrating. And I just kind of give up trying to have a conversation. So
And to say, she has never even answered our phones. Like so many times we call just to check on her. She doesn't even call after 1 hour, 2 hours even. So it is just, I don't know where she's bringing these all ideas.
Is that, how does that land with you, Kenzie?
I don't know. It's just kind of frustrating. I feel like they're just kind of like saying that. But you know, yeah, like sometimes like they call and you know, I'm busy, whatever. And I think sometimes like I think they think, oh, I'm not picking up. So because they just assume that I just don't have a busy life and that I'm not like, you know, because they're so busy with their jobs and families and everything. And I think they think that I'm just not busy. So I should just be at their beck and call if they do call. And so I just feel like, again, it's just showing that they think that they're better than me.
I just feel like there's no winning. Like we're just constantly in a fight no matter what we do. She is like, we reach out and we're better than her. We don't talk to her and we think we're better than her. Like at this point, it's just frustrating and I don't know what to do.
And the other thing is that we have been asking her to come to town if she wants, but that was her choice to stay on the farm. So what should we do?
Right. So there's some definitely issues here around communication, and all of you feeling pretty tense about the situation. And I'm hearing a lot of frustration from all of you. Are those the kind of words that you would use?
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating.
Yeah, and like exclusion. Like I feel like I just always feel excluded.
I want to ask a different question. So, Kenzie, what do you think that your sisters appreciate about you?
I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I would like to think it's like my free spiritedness and like how I don't take life so seriously. I think that they like that about me, but sometimes it feels maybe it's the opposite of that. But yeah, I think we all got along when we were younger, and I think that's why I think my free spiritedness brought us closer and like kept us young.
And what about you two as the other sisters? What do you think Kenzie appreciates about you? Salam.
Actually, I don't think she appreciates anything about me.
Really? Can you think of one thing maybe that she does?
I remember when we used to be much younger, she used to come to me and tell me things. She tells me what makes her scared, what makes her happy. And all of a sudden, there was this detachment that she doesn't want to talk to me. She doesn't want even to answer my phone calls or my texts. And even sometimes when I come to visit her in the farm, she seems like she's busy with her friends, with other things that she's doing. So then I thought she doesn't want to appreciate anything that I have done to her when she was young.
When you think about when she was younger and she used to come to you, what were you in touch with at that time about yourself when she came to you?
Can you say the question again? Like what?
So what was it that was important about her coming to you for advice and support and sharing her emotional world?
Yeah, I was thinking that I am something to her, like I'm very important part. I play a greater part in her life, to the extent I was feeling like a mom to her. Which hurts me now to see that she's just drifting away as if I didn't sacrifice my time, like my energy, everything for her.
So when you feel like she's drifting away from you, what does that raise up for you? What kind of emotions come to the surface?
I'm sad.
You're sad. says from your perspective, there's some sadness there that Kenzie is more independent and doesn't maybe need you as much.
I mean, if she is independent and she thinks that she's old enough, she can just communicate and tell me, no, I'm old enough, I can take care of myself.
And Kenzie, do you feel like you've said that out loud?
Maybe not. I feel like, yeah, I used to come to her more and would like trust her with all my secrets. And I would like to have that again. Like I would like to feel like, you know, she's just my older sister and I can come to her with those things. And then with Lauren, although she's like my younger sister, I felt like her and Salam just got like so much closer, and that it felt like they were both my older sisters and they would act as if they were both my older sisters. And I just want us to like, all be equals, and that I can go to both of them if I have anything going on.
Yeah. And Lauren, how about you? How does that land for you?
I just think it's circumstance. Like, it's not like we're intentionally trying to leave her out. Like me and Salam live in the same city. Our kids go to the same school. We have very similar jobs. Like we both work in the same field and Kenzie does not. She works in a different field. So it's just by circumstance. And it's not like we're purposely leaving her out of things. It's just her kids go to a different school. She lives a little bit further away. So it's just frustrating to hear that because I'm not trying to be her older sister. Like, it's just that I have the opportunity to see Salam a lot. So I take that opportunity to see her a lot. And we invite Kenzie to come into town, like Salam said, but she's busy, so.
And what about if Kenzie invites you to go to the farm?
Yeah, we're both busy too. So like, but we try, like we have been. I don't remember the last time we went out there though, to be honest.
And does that feel the same for you, Kenzie, that you try, but you're busy?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I guess I don't reach out as much to say, hey, come to hang out at the farm, because I just think they think they're too good for it, and they think they're too good for like my small town, because it's very different from their city. And so I feel like when they ask me to go hang out in the city, that means they just think it's better. So of course I would want to come there, but I feel like they would never want to come to like my small little town.
So the kind of therapy that I do, which is looking at kind of a narrative approach, the one thing that's important is none of you are the problem. The problem is the problem. So when I talked about us finding a name for the problem, I'm wondering if the word appreciation fits for any of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that.
Because I'm feeling that Salam is feeling that she's not appreciated any longer for her role as being big sister and almost another mum. Lauren is not being appreciated for being the younger sister and is kind of being pulled into the dynamic. And Kenzie, for yourself, I think it sounds like you're feeling that you're not appreciated for the life choices you've made and where you live.
Yeah.
So that there's a kind of an imbalance between what each of you want from life, and it feels like each of you is feeling unappreciated. Mm-hmm. How does that sound?
Yeah.
I think
that's kind of what Kenzie said when she wanted us to come here. She's like, you guys don't appreciate me, so it's kind of the least you can do. And this is my first time doing therapy, but I did it for her, so it shows that I do appreciate her.
Me too. This is my first time to come to therapy, but I can see her point that I have never thought about. I never thought that she thinks anything less. But what you said, appreciation would be something that we all, three of us sisters, have to consider.
So it's something that does resonate with you, that's maybe the problem that we can work on over our next few sessions is both appreciating yourself and your role in the family as three sisters, and also how you can work together to appreciate each other and maybe show each other that appreciation more. So maybe a plan would be that we start to look at in our next session what that might look like for you. So what appreciation means to each of you. So I'd ask you just have a think between now and the next session. It's not a homework, it's just having some thoughts and maybe jotting things down that you think would make a difference to you and appreciation, so that we can kind of get a little bit deeper into the problem in our next session.
Yeah.
Lauren, how does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds good, because I feel it'd be nice to write down like how I feel, because I feel like it's constantly like I don't get a say. It's Kenzie's issues. It's fighting. She's making Soleil sad. The parents are upset. And I'm just like, okay, well, I want to be appreciated too. So it'll be nice to discuss that next time.
Yeah, and for us to all like listen without prejudice maybe, and just hear the other person's story. And then we can hopefully come together and make some improvements in the way that you're relating to each other.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, thanks, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.